celebrations, greetings to all and sundry, my dear people of Amazonia, my fellow brave warriors of our liberation movement. Accept liberation greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro. Today is the 14th of May, 2025. My dear people of Amazonia, I come here with some very urgent and delicate message. This broadcast is flash and it's impromptu. It's extremely important. I had to drop a few things that I was doing to get to the studio, so we should get this broadcast going. So we should make it possible. My dear people of Amazonia, I've said a lot of the times that we are at a turning point in our liberation movement. And at this turning point, at this point where we are, there are a lot of horrible things that will be happening. Because for La République du Cameroun, it is so urgent, really urgent, for them to make sure that they break the momentum, to make sure that they break our morale, to make sure that we are not able to raise our heads again. That is why you are hearing all kinds of horrible things happening everywhere. I've insisted to our people in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland to do the needful. You have an extension of the genocidal army of La République du Cameroun based in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And there is no reason why our people out there in the United Kingdom will not make sure that they draw the attention of the British authorities to this. So this is something I've spoken about. I'm coming here today to make this denunciation, and I'm expecting that all other groups, movements, and organizations in this liberation movement should be able to take action. We have to go to rooftops, to everywhere, to make sure that the international community is carefully sensitized to what is going on. Because this is a mafia involving not just the Cameroon government, it's a mafia involving those who are supposed to be giving protection to our people. My dear people of Amazonia, before I delve into that particular discussion, I want to raise this. First, the other day in my broadcast, I talked about consensus building around the ghost towns for the 16, Friday 16, Saturday 17, and then Monday 19, and Tuesday 20th of May, as part of efforts to ensure that we are keeping the momentum as a civil society to show our boycott for the celebration of a day that represents the day of the reinforcement of our slavery, of our dehumanization, of the confiscation of our sovereignty. So there have been further thoughts, and there have been a lot of calls again here and there, and so there's been a modification to this. You definitely have seen this information on other platforms, of course, where we're getting more formal with it. I'm trying therefore to reiterate here to take back the 16 and 17. So it's only going to be Monday the 19th, which is already a ghost town day, and then Tuesday the 20th, which is that 20th May. Of course, you know that these days, 16, 17, 18, even leading to the 19th and the 20th, are delicate days where a lot of rough things are going to be happening, orchestrated by La République du Cameroun. So for that reason, we have to stay really, really vigilant. We have to stay vigilant. Limit all your movements to only essential movements. Avoid being in crowded places. Avoid nightclubs. Avoid all kinds of places where you find crowds. La République du Cameroun will be struggling to organize gatherings here and there as usual. You know, they are today more than ever before determined to sell a narrative on the international scene that we are guilty of the promotion of terrorist acts. So they are going to do things that can cost even more civilian lives in the days ahead. And so don't find yourself at the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong company, and at the wrong activity, because you may end up being collateral damage. My country people, they for Ambazonia. I want to repeat them again for here. And say, I mentioned them a while ago. Say, for my other broadcasts, I've been mentioned, say, the ghost towns days go be 16, 17, and then 19 and 20th. But plenty calls that don't happen, plenty consensus don't build again, and at the end of the day, all sides and all angles don't come to the agreement, say, that just the 19th and the 20th. So ghost town no go day on the 16th, it no go day on the 17th. That Friday 16, Friday 17, nothing go day. Now only the 19th when already country Sunday, and the 20th where na the day where La République du Cameroun they can celebrate the day where they enslave we, the day where they believe say they conquer we, the day where they believe say they thief with sovereignty, see the thief with humanity, the thief with personality. So we know if they celebrate day where people they celebrate how we they transform we into their slaves. We know if be part of that kind of nonsense celebration. Then I will talk in passing, say, although 16, 17, and 18 they no go be ghost towns, make sure say may you limit your work and maybe not only work away it be too important. We make plenty sense from those days because La République du Cameroun know the struggle. Now they see the struggle for call people there for this country, call out for that country. They say, oh, this is for them. They sponsor terrorism. This is for them. They raise money for pay people there for make people they do the bad thing them against civilians. So for that reason, for bolster their case, or make sure they take their case be very serious, they go do other terrible things on civilians. That thing that way they don't always do them. Take the videos and then when they do and then say they get those videos and first they put them out there. We remember what will happen from Cameroun for one of those days then. Where they do and from Cameroun for grandstand they select the plane as civilians and they. And all man be end up understand say it be Angala Nigeria that Musa shame for them with all those members of that CPDM crime syndicate from Donga Mantum that they be at the origin of those things. Now why they were at the end of the day you don't hear them say investigate, nothing no happen. Instead, the people there they run as a result of that incident. Now the bodyguards and people there they be close to these members of CPDM crime syndicate where I don't call their names. So these days so they go do horrible things. You go see the fit take down plenty people there because they want at this point where they check say they get some people the way they don't hold them for left and right. That for two places, okay, one for Norway and then some other issues where they happen for United States. So they want to talk say you know see this thing that happen so now for accompany that information and things where they do. Be careful with your life. No leave and make they take you make guinea pig because at the end of the day you feel become collateral damage. So no come out any place people they gather for the run. No day for place where crowds at the beginning that 16, 17, 18 and 19 to go from that 20th. Stay for your house. Avoid nightclubs. Avoid place where crowds and day. No find yourself for the wrong place, for the wrong time, with the wrong people, and for the wrong activity. Because that one, if it costs your life. The enemy, they at work. And right now, the head they play very seriously. So that said, I really want to reiterate again this call I'd always make on country people then before I go now for the crux of the message where it did down. I want to reiterate for country people them say, look, now the time this more than ever before, we will give for support with foot soldiers them where they run all over the place and mock the try for see how for keep with people then safe, both with refugees and especially the civilian population for ground zero. If you want help for contribute, look under this my screen. You go see what say fund your freedom. Use Zelle, PayPal, go Amber Relief 2018 at gmail.com. Now so at the talk need this for plenty help for the refugee camps for ground one for Nigeria. Because the news where they come from Nigeria is horrible, it's bad. I go play audio for you, when I go hear when I hear them, wait way it happen. The last time I come for here, I won. Say La République du Cameroun, they go try for the seafood people them. With refugees they say, maybe they can't register for election. They tell they say, oh, they need that voters cards, that voters registration cards them, because that card them, they go serve like identity. And I talk say, if you be refugee, you don't need for take any documentation or benefit from your country where you run away from. The kids say, oh, may they go register for consulate, then they get consular cards because go help for protect them. People they go register for consulate for their country. Now people they migrate and migrate normally, when they just go there and out for go find greener pastures. Now them supposed to register for consulate. They fit take any kind of immigration benefit. But for you, when you run down, when you be refugee, you don't register under UNHCR. You dey under the protection of the United Nations and the international community. You no need for register for consulate. I will demonstrate that one. But now the real plan don comot. E show say e no be na because say they be want say make people dey register sef for elections. They begin a completely different plan wey don comot now. So La République du Cameroun, the consular office in Calabar, La République du Cameroun's consular office in Calabar is currently violating international law and carrying out criminal activities in collaboration with the corrupt Nigerian police in Cross River State. I'm saying and I'm repeating that the government of Cameroon, using the Calabar consular office and the corrupt Nigerian police, with their soldiers, are using the corruption in the Nigerian system and corrupting some people within the UNHCR and going now and capturing refugees, handing them over to the Cameroon government. They capture our refugees. They take them to the police station. And when they take them to the police station, they put them in buses and ship them to a cock and drop them with the Cameroon immigration post at a cock. And then these people now are carted from there by the Cameroon military, and they go and detain them in Manfé for onward transmission to their detention centers in Yaoundé. Nigeria. How can people be running away from war? They come to your country for protection, and now you are kidnapping them, because this is kidnapping, and collecting money from the government of Cameroon. I hope the governor of Cross River State will get this message. This is embarrassing, this is chilling, and this is shocking. Now, my country people, I want them to listen to a victim. Person will be almost catchy, make it talk exactly what did it happen. Listen. Wait a minute. Start it all over. You said they are doing how?
Cameroon people, we don't know whether they are uniform people or they are civilian. But they come and give money to Nigerian police.
Yes.
So Nigerian police now know these area boys.
Yes.
So the Nigerian police now will be working with these area boys. They will be pinpointing them houses of ambassadors, English-speaking Cameroonians, that are around the area. They'll be showing their face. The police now, Nigerian police, will come hold them now, take them to their station, and then a bus will come with the Cameroon embassy people. They will go and lift them at a cup in the hands of immigration, Cameroon immigration. Then they will send them now to Manfé.
What?
Then it is Manfé now who will send them now, who will send the people now to Boya.
So what they are doing now is that they are kidnapping refugees.
That is exactly. I have changed 2 times my house. As I'm talking to you now. This is the 10th place I am coming now.
Okay. This is really terrible.
I say yesterday that 30 people, 30 children, they carried gold. We bet even with 200,000. Yes, you know what it means for a Nigerian police to refuse 200,000 to release one person. It means he has gotten more than that money.
So what you are telling me simply now is that the Cameroon government right now is kidnapping refugees from Nigeria using Nigerian police. Is that correct?
I am a live witness. I'm not saying something I hate say. I have changed my house twice I am a live witness and did hear.
Wow, this is really terrible.
Somebody did not tell me. I have escaped in 2 different places before I come here. I'm now like this in Nasarawa State. That's after Abuja, you get Nyanya. After Nyanya, you get Maraba. Maraba is Ado. I'm here now in Ado. I can send you my location. You will see. I'm in Ado.
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear your location on this communication because I want to obtain authorization. So, my people, this is shameful. This, besides being painful, besides being embarrassing, besides being horrible, it is painful. Painful to imagine that if a refugee was being chased by intruders from La République du Cameroun, they'll be running to the Nigerian police for protection. But right now, it is the Nigerian police using area boys to identify where refugees are lodged, to go capture them and keep them and trade them like goods with the Cameroonian government, with members of the consular office in Nigeria. This is horrible. This is a huge violation of international law. This is criminal activity. I mean, criminal activity. My dear people of Amazonia, my dear people of Southern Cameroons, my dear lovers of freedom, I'm shocked, I'm horrified to get this kind of account. You see, first they came in and the bait was they reached out to the leaders of the refugees based there using the local Nigerian administration. And they told them, come to us and we will register you for elections, give you voters cards. They fooled them, they were going to give them some money. Whereas the real motive was to gather them together in one place and make sure they start capturing them, they start kidnapping them and shipping them back to Cameroon to be detained. This is what we are seeing. This is what I've been talking about. For some who sit back and you think that this war is over, you think that you will be spared simply because you have stayed and you don't bother again about this liberation movement. No, La République du Cameroun is not ready for half measures. That's what I've said here over and over and over. That we have one way only, and that one way is the only way, which means we fight for what we believe in. We fight to free our country until we take back our country. Mr. Obi Johnson allowed me to use his voice and to use his name because he felt that if they don't get his name, they will actually feel that maybe this is just some anonymous denunciation. That's why he said, use my name. And I am calling on the international community, everyone hearing me, to take note. If something happens to this gentleman, know the Nigerian police is behind it, because for the sake of this denunciation, they will definitely be going after him, and he is aware. This message now for refugees the way they did for Nigeria. Vigilance like the watchword. I believe say go make sense. Make all the leaders that they gather everybody, make una storm the office of the United Nations High Commission for Refugee for Cross River States, and in fact for all the states who are there for Nigeria. For make them understand say the protection we una need from them, una deserve am. That protection na a right, na an international right. Now why that way an international order it exists? As I'm saying this, I have set up a committee. We're working at the level of the consortium right now, and We are going in meetings because I just got this and I wanted to get this out as fast as possible. We are going to be working with the other groups, movements, and organizations to make sure that we'll set more committees for people to call the UNHCR office in Abuja in Nigeria, to call the office of the United Nations in New York, and to call the Foreign Service of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Abuja. We can call their diplomatic missions in Washington, D.C., in your country where you are, and ask them questions. Ask them whether this is how they protect refugees. You hear the refugees tell you that they even went to the extent of wanting to bribe for their safety, to pay the police for their safety, but they will not collect money. And he says, if they give 200,000 naira to a Nigerian police officer to release somebody they are even kidnapping and they refuse, is because they have taken far more huge sums from the government of Cameroon. This is shameful. This is disgusting. My people of Amazonia, if you are sleeping, it is time to wake up. If you were resting, it is time to come away from your rest. If you are taking an hiatus, it's time for you to terminate it, because we have to get back to work. This is inhuman. Nigeria is getting more and more embarrassing by the day. So if refugees are facing serious trouble in Nigeria, who do they run to? If the police, towards whom they have to run for protection, are the ones that are trading them like they trade goods. Nigerian police trading refugees like they trade goods with a government that is after their lives. What else will Nigeria not do? This is shameful. I'm calling on all lovers of freedom in Nigeria who are Nigerian citizens. I guess someone gave this to Adiola Fayeun. To all of the Nigerian activists who are online. Let them call their government to ask whether this is what it means to provide protection for refugees. Nigeria has an international obligation to provide protection for people who run into its territory for safety. Worse, this gentleman says more. Rugged as this communication might be, he authorized me to play it all, and I'll play it undiluted again. Listen. From you to use this interview to sensitize people, and then we will send out an urgent press release right now. Okay? Thank you very much for this information. What is your name?
L.P. Johnson. I am the one that revealed that killing in Ebeko, that it was the military.
Okay. All right. So what I will do is I will use this interview, but I will not use your name. Thank you very much.
No.
Yes.
Taking refugees to go and no problem, brother. I got your broadcast on the one that they were taking refugees to go and do voter stuff.
Yes.
That is the first style they came to us before we ran that area. As we ran that area, they came and boggled everybody in that area. They gathered about 30-something people in that place.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me. So you see, I have to actually, like I said, I was playing it unedited, so you understand that initially I actually offered to protect his identity, but he called me back and said, no, use my identity because people need to know that this is not just some person hanging somewhere who is talking. They need to know and they need to understand this is an authentic story and this is exactly what is happening. And so therefore I agreed to use this because my first act will be to protect someone who could be in harm's way. But he said his safety alone is not enough. He wants to ensure the safety of all the refugees who are in Nigeria. And when he called, this time was off record, he actually insisted that right now, even new people who are arriving head to the UNHCR office for registration and they drag their feet with registering them as refugees in Nigeria. My people of Ambazonia, this is sufficiently grave. I don't want to drag this communication. I really want to end it here. I just want our people to know that this is a very trying moment and that we need to rise to the occasion. We need to rise to the occasion as fast as possible. We need to sensitize the international community. We need to call the Nigerian authorities to order, because this nonsense has to end, and they have to conduct an investigation and ensure that those who have already fallen victim will be identified and brought back to safety. This kind of ill cannot be allowed to thrive. Because if it is allowed to thrive, then it will mean that rogue governments will always have their way in destroying people's lives the way they wish. It will not happen. We can't let it continue to thrive. Thank you very much, my people of Ambazonia. You follow this communication, please share it as much as possible. I am going off right now because I'm going to join another broadcast still related to this liberation movement. And so thank you very much for your kind attention. Have a nice time.